नमस्कार फ्रेंड, आप सभी का एक बार फिर से वेलकम। फ्रेंड्स, एक्सग्रेसिया पेंशनर को जो एक्सग्रेसिया के बारे में खबर आई है MAU 7/12/23 के संबंध में, एन आर्टिकल ऑन एक्सग्रेसिया नीटली एंड डीपली एनालाइज्ड बाय श्री विश्वनाथ बंदोपाध्याय and its substitution instead of agreeing to updation of pension along the lines of RBI pension updation। इस बारे में डिटेल है कि IBA DFS एक्सग्रेसिया के बारे में। फर्स्ट पॉइंट, ड्यूरिंग द मिड 40s when there was a spurt in bank failures in India which led to erosion in public faith on the banking system, the then MDs of various banks decided to form a common platform to interact, extend mutual help to restore public trust on banks. Consequently, IBA came into existence originally like a bankers club but gradually turned into a body to bring uniformity and the commonality in the functioning of banks. It was registered in 1946 but the registration was never renewed deliberately after expiry of 1 year. It remained unregistered till this date. Second point, over the years, IBA through a private and the unregistered body became an intermediary of the Ministry of Finance. It's being used as a shield, a see through and an act through of the ministry. Perhaps it is the only private and the unregistered body which is used by Ministry of Finance for all sorts of interaction and instruction relating to banks. Third point, the CIC, Central Information Commissioner, once ruled that IBA is definitely amenable to RTI Act 2005. It infuriated IBA and immediately this was challenged in Delhi High Court in 2017. The case thus went into cold storage, but what is the fear? Why to hide under curtain? Fourth, the Ministry of Finance and IBA are interwoven to such an extent that the replies to parliamentary question on pension issue are provided by IBA, and the same is reproduced by the ministries in the parliament in entirely including punctuations and the interjections. The minister even said in the reply as inferred by IBA. Fifth, now the latest uproar is pertaining to MOU signed by IBA and EOBU on 12th bipartite, including a new chapter for introducing ex gratia to retirees instead of pension updation. As a natural outcome, it created a lot of disappointment amongst the retirees and their outburst is visible in social media. Retiree associations too jumped into the sea of protest. Everybody was expecting an updation, the time on RBI lines after suffering for decades, whereas it is updated twice in RBI within 4 years having identical pension schemes. 6. IBA UOBU DFS combined definitely burned midnight oil to perpetuate their stance against the retirees and devise an opaque to diffuse the aspiration of retirees. No doubt, this combine has equivocated and coined a word to circumvent the anger, and that is word ex gratia, coined to display faking love for retirees. Seventh point, certain retirees group from the south is enormously ecstatic with the hope for getting the ex gratia and is so jubilant and dancing wildly that even the UOBU leaders would be awed. Like all others, they also don't know how much would be the ex gratia, but didn't deter them from showering heap of praise on UOBU. However, let them rejoice. We know something. Sometimes fools laugh when kicked from behind, but what a condemnable is their use of the indecent language against those who are angry with this ex gratia. They have displayed their distasteful language in their magazine. Let us ignore such garbage. जो आपने पढ़ा होगा शतायु मैगजीन, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया मैसूर के पेंशनर कम्यून में आया था। 8. Some others have gone into the dictionary Google to find out the origin of word ex gratia and found it in Latin. They say it does not carry a derogatory meaning but means grace and not pity. So retirees should not get upset with this word ex gratia because it shows a good gesture. I am to say in reply that this word ex gratia is not a new thing for bank retirees. We need not go for searching its origin in Latin or Greek or Hebrew. It's very much there in our pension scheme. Let me remind that the pre-1986 retirees are getting ex gratia from beginning, and sometimes of the pre-2002 retirees have started getting ex gratia after 100% DA neutralization because they were already getting 100% DA due to their basic pension being at the first or the second slab of DA. This ex gratia they are getting as a good gesture. They cannot get DA on this ex gratia because it is an additional payment as a grace. But it may be mentioned that the pre-1986 retirees get ex gratia and along with the DR on it, whereas the proposed ex gratia for all retirees now in the MOU is sans DR. That is the difference between the ex gratia and updated pension, and there lies our discontent. Had it been attracting DR, we could think it as a step towards updation. 9th, the MOU for regular employees is complete in the sense that it has earmarked an outlay of rupees 12,349 crore at 17% increase and 3% load. It is also effective from 1st November 22, entailing area for the 1 year and valid for 5 years. On the contrary, for ex gratia, everything is kept in the dark. We don't know how much would be the amount for an individual, when it will become effective, and how much will be the cost to the bank. We also do not know exactly what it will be implemented. There lies the crux of this bluff. 10th, the wording of the MOU is craftily prepared. It says without prejudice to the demand for updation. This is done solely to avoid contempt of court. Cases for updation are pending at Supreme Court and Delhi High Court. It is in final stage now. If the IBA agrees updation as prayed for in the cases, there will not be any contempt. But if it does not anything contrary to the demand of the petitioner, it will tantamount to the contempt. So, IBA, UOBU played the tricks as if they agreed for payment ex gratia outside the case. It means they are skeptic that the case would go in favor of the retirees and then ex gratia can be withdrawn. That's why they kept 6 months time in hand. The Supreme Court case is scheduled in March 24 and Parliament election is also expected to be held during that time. Till that time everything will be fluid. श्री विश्वनाथ बंदोपाध्याय साहब ने ये जो एनालिसिस किया है और ये सच बताया है कि हमारे कुछ यूनियन लीडर्स इसकी एडवोकेसी कर रहे हैं, जबकि सच्चाई ये है कि ये बैंक रिटायरीज के हित में नहीं है। थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, नमस्कार।